Okay, hello all, welcome to the class. Today we are going to discuss about devices of networking. So let us start. There are various devices. There are various devices like number one, routers, number two, hub or switch. Both are same, little difference we will see later. Number three, bridge. So let us discuss each one by one. So first of all, routers. First of all, we will discuss why do we need these devices. Like in the first video we have discussed about different type of networking, right? Like LAN, MAN and WAN, right? So in these three types, what all devices we require so that we could connect them together. So these devices help them to connect this networking together. So how do they work? So there are different protocols and there are different hardwares and softwares installed in the devices so that they are capable of working together and making a network in the form of a LAN, MAN or WAN. So first of all, talking about the router. So as the name suggests, right, routers means to route. And there are different packets involved in it, right? So there are network packets which are involved. So these packets makes uh, a group, and these packets transfer in the form of some kind of information through these devices. So these devices transfer the packet as such that they do not lost in between, and they are transfers completely towards the different servers. So there are different systems or different mechanism involved in it so that there is no packet loss between them, and all the things are transferred according to the requirement of the uh, computer architecture or requirement of the computers. So we are talking about the routers. So routers are the devices which routes the network. Means suppose one connection of the IP, let's say 192.168.1.1 is coming, and it is like we have to route it to different IP. Then if in between, if a device installed a device called a router, then it will what will be do, it will change the IP to suppose 198.168.2.1. So the completely IP has been changed. So what it does is actually provides us the extra security so that our data does not lost, and our complete data should be secured over the WAN or MAN, because LAN is already secure because it is a local area network. But talking about the WAN and MAN, then we should require some techniques, right? And when data comes from outside, if data comes from the global servers, then we need some devices. We need such devices so that we could communicate and transfer the packets of network to one another. There are different protocols also. If you're talking about the protocols, then there are HTTP and HTTPS. So there are different protocols which are required. So there are both. HTTP is a non-secure protocol, while HTTP is a secure protocol. So they are both works on a different port number. So there should be a different advanced networking we will see later onwards. But for now, we should understand that there are different devices. So routers have been completed. Now talking about the hub or switch. So switch is basically what? Before moving to the switch, one more point is left. Let us discuss about it. Uh, Wait a second. Okay, no worries. So yeah, uh, there are basically, when we're talking about the routers, then each router has a specific MAC address. So MAC address is important, and similarly each computer or each device or each laptop has its own MAC address. So when we talk about the routers, then routers specifically does not change the MAC address. There is an option to change or not to change the MAC address, but still the routers provide the security to not change the MAC address. While when we talk about the switch, then switch is the next generation technology, not the next generation technology. It is the basic technology before the router, right? Why so? Because it does not change the MAC address. Suppose, let us take an example. Suppose the IP. Wait a minute. Suppose the IP is coming 1.9.1.1. So switch basically what does do? What does it do? It basically transferred the packet the same IP address on the same IP pool, like 1.1.6.1 dot 254 something. So there is a basic IP. This is the what type of IP those are they basically. In short, if you understand, not in this class but in future reference, there are four types of class IP address in class A, class B, class C, class D. So you can research it on the Google and find out which is this type of IP, right? And comment in the section below. Okay, so moving forwards, we will say hub or switches we have completed. So basically hub or switch are the same thing. Switches basically transfer the internet via the main port without changing the IP or MAC address. So whatever the MAC address coming from the router or on the device, same MAC address should be transferred via switch to the other device, other net computer, without changing the MAC address. While router has the capability to change the MAC address or change completely the IP to different IP. Now talking about uh, this bridge. So bridge is similarly the same way switch works. Suppose we have a network connected in such a form, uh, computers, and there is a connection between them, right? And if we suppose install a net device called bridge, so what will bridge do? It will first communicate to the bridge, and then the bridge communicate to the second device. So in this between, what will we do? It will be does not do anything extra. It will be only serving the same IP to the different device while increasing the capability of the wireless or wired network. It doesn't do anything more, right? So in this video we have discussed about these different technologies, devices, namely routers, hub and switch and bridge. Hope you have understood the topic. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the section below. I will clearly solve that out if,